Welcome to Introverso Entertainment. My name's Marcelo, and today I want to share with you an area within FishAudio that I think is vital and is a core part of my studio when it comes to working. And that is voice to text. Let's find out what makes this tool different and why FishAudio is one of the most powerful, using one of the most cutting-edge models on the market, the S2 Pro model. We're inside the tool, inside Fish. To get here, all we have to do is go into Fish, as usual, move to the option that says Speech to Text, enter it, and you'll see we have a relatively simple interface where we can search for everything we've done before, but we can also create tasks to render these audio files into text. One unique feature is that it can handle multiple speakers and has the ability to detect overlapping speech, separate it, and turn it into a coherent whole. I noticed one of these details in a conversation during a meeting I had with someone, where, according to the program, there were about 4 people talking. In reality, there were just 2 of us. Even so, the way we were talking was really confusing, and it's totally believable that the tool got lost and thought there were more of us. I'm going to open it in the viewer so we can go through this file and see how the tool not only has the ability to distinguish who's speaking, but also understands when people are talking over each other, okay? So if there's a noise, a whisper, or any kind of peculiarity in the voice, the model assigns it as a meta tag, and that allows us to go through these same conversations and even transform them with voices within the platform to make this conversation even more epic. In fact, with these great features, we can work on an entire scene back and forth between actors who may not have perfect voices, but who can deliver the right tone, projection, and dynamic of the conversation, and then transform it into something more powerful. Let's see how the process works if we're right here creating a task where I'm going to add an audio file I already prepared for something I need to send to a client. I'm going to drop the audio here, and the system will tell me that it's 2 minutes and 43 seconds long. It'll round up with the credits, and of course it'll charge us for the minutes and the seconds within those minutes. I've already done the math. It's 8,186 credits, which, given my plan and model, isn't too much. Let's talk a bit about that. How can I use the tool, right? But first, I want to show you how fast this thing works. So I'm just going to create the task right away. I create the task, and with the task already created, we'll talk about the pricing. If you have a free account, you can go right now using the link in the description and sign up for a free account on Fish. You'll notice that the platform gives you about 10,000 credits every month, so you can get a feel for what this tool's all about. You can create voices, you can do text-to-speech, and so on. Now, there are going to be quite a few limits, and one of those limits is the number of credits it costs to do more advanced tasks. So, doing more advanced tasks would mean you need to have a different plan. What plans do we have on the list of plans? Well, if we pay monthly, there are 3 main plans: Plus, Pro, and Max. Obviously, within the segment we might be considering, it would be either the Plus or the Pro plan, which are the 2 main plans for people who are just starting to create professional content and need something handy to help with their workflow, or for companies that are dedicated to producing a large volume and need a much higher number of credits. So, with a $15 monthly plan, you would get 200 minutes on the S2 Pro model, and that's roughly about 15,000 characters per generation, keeping in mind that to reach 15,000 characters, it means you're transcribing a lot of text. You can improve the voices, you can clone voices, you have up to 10 private voices that you can set as fixed in your catalog, and of course you have permission for commercial use, in addition to API access that is pay-as-you-go. Okay? So, in this sense, the app works better if you're on the $15 monthly plan. You can pay annually, and as usual, whenever we pay for something annually, there's a pretty big discount. Here you'll see that from $15 a month it drops to $11. I'm saying this beyond the fact that obviously I'm a partner and I get something from whatever you pay if you use the link. As an entrepreneur myself, I think the best thing I can offer you is price comparison when it comes to trying to achieve a business goal. And in this sense, we have to consider how we could use a tool. If I show you this tool and say, look, you can use it like this, and then I say, well, go ahead and use it for free. No, you won't be able to use the speech-to-text feature for free for a longer job. Maybe you'll be able to transcribe something short, but as you just saw, for just a couple of minutes, this last file, which cost 8,186 credits, it wasn't very long, and if I had a free account, I would have already used up 90% of my credits. Therefore, if I need to do this kind of work regularly, what I need to do is at least have the first level of the paid account, which gives me 250,000 credits, and in that case, 8,000 credits out of 250,000 is a much smaller amount. And as it says in the profile, we have plenty of minutes to be able to create content throughout a month of work with clients or for ourselves. So let's take a look at the task that was just completed in the viewer. You'll see that every time there's a cut, it assigns a timestamp and also adds the sequence or the idea that in reality, there's no cut without a pause between each one. And look here, at this moment when I was recording the audio, I realized something that I thought was funny. I laughed, and here it marks it as laughter, okay? And another detail, if the language in general is, as in this case, Spanish, what will happen is that it will use Spanish as a meta tag, meaning it will assign a meta tag, but in Spanish, okay? All the text is perfect. I have it just the way I want it. Completely done. What do? Export. And in export, we have multiple options. And the options I like the most are the subtitle ones. Because if this were the audio track of an audio-visual product I already have, I take the audio track, put it here, use it to make the transcription, and then I download the subtitles. It really makes things a lot easier for me when it comes to subtitling any kind of content or material. In fact, we can use it as an in-house service we offer to third parties, doing this process that many people don't know how to do, and we can make it easier for them, obviously, for a fee. So there's a pretty interesting niche here. But to wrap up, what's really powerful about the app is that I can use it with very large files, with files that are hours long, huge meetings with multiple speakers, all saying different things, sometimes talking over each other. It's incredible. So what I'm going to do now is just download the SRT file. I download the SRT, and with that file, I can take it anywhere to use it or work with its text. And as you'll see, the file has all the necessary formatting so that any software, whether it's desktop software or any platform that accepts this subtitle extension, can use it to subtitle my material. This is a powerful feature within Fish. Fish is a tool packed with features, and this month it's in beta, in testing, the voice transformer, the voice changer, which lets us take our own voice and, using a different voice, modify it, give it another tone, another color, another timbre, so that voice now becomes the voice of a character we have. For me, as a character creator, as an entertainer, it's an essential tool. Why? Because a lot of the things I do every day, I give them a voice, and it's better for me to direct the voice acting that way. By changing my voice, things end up sounding like I wasn't the one acting them out, and I save a ton of time. And remember, time is God's currency, and any platform that lets us save time efficiently and with quality is a good platform to keep in mind. I recommend Fish, not because of that small amount of money I might get as a percentage if you sign up through the link in the description, but simply because, as a user, as an entrepreneur, I see that this platform gives me, among the range of platforms I like to use, one of the most robust and complete solutions for everything related to synthetic audio, voice cloning, and, as you saw today, transcribing large volumes of audio information. Send my regards to everyone. I hope this video was useful for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.